Hi, good morning everybody. It's Dawn here at a small holding in Wales. We are 48 hours away from, is it? Saturday, 48 hours away from Christmas Day. Lots of excited children all over the country. Christmas, very low key here, very, very low key. So, we've got a lot planned for the next coming weeks. Grandson is away, so he's not here. We haven't got our worker in. Our winter camper, Jay, has now left, so it is just the two of us and the animals. We've been having lots of chats this past week of various different things and and making plans sort of for the coming years, not just next year, but plans for the coming years. So yeah, and getting lots of bits done around the house. As you can see, I have got shelves up in the kitchen, open shelves for all my pans, etc. So which means I don't have to go climbing up into the back of the cupboard to find them. We've had Martin's put the TV up, so we can now watch TV in the morning at breakfast, watch the news, and I can swivel it round into the kitchen part. So he's been getting lots of jobs like that done. And yeah, just lots of little bits and pieces getting done because the days are so short now. You know, animals are fed and it's dark by 5 o'clock, so he's back indoors. So he's just been getting lots of little jobs done around the house. He was filtering off his sloe gin last night, and there's the remnants of it. Sloe gin is now in the cupboard. Not something I drink, but he enjoys it. And yeah, so what else has been going on? I was watching a video the other day of Three Rivers Homestead, and I know every year she does a pantry challenge. So I've decided January we are going to join her. So we're going to be doing the Three Rivers Pantry Challenge. If you search Three Rivers Homestead, you will find the full details of it. It's basically no food shopping, no grocery shopping during the months of January, February. The whole idea is to use up what's in your freezers, what's in the pantry, so you can restock with fresh in the coming year. My freezers are fairly well organised. I do, as you know, I run with an, let's go into the little dark area. I run with an inventory, whoops, there we go, on my freezers. Now, I was having a bit of a sort out in here the other day. Now all the saucepans have come out. All the canning supplies are in here. Nice big empty space, ready for jars that will be emptied over the coming months. And the freezers, of course. I do run, as you know, I've done many videos on this, or shown it in quite a few of my videos, inventories of what's in each freezer. And they're not, let me flip the camera around so you can see. Right, so this freezer is mainly goat, mutton, I have got some, and mutton products, like the kebabs and the burgers and all of that. I have got some buttermilk down there. I've got one thing of cream left to use to make butter with. And I've got a big container down there of raw milk to make cheese with. Got a few cold meats there to be used up and some pate. So that's that freezer. This freezer, it's not a big mix-up. It's mainly fish products, chicken. We do have some chicken. These fish products, the mussels, and there's some. Bags of lobster claws. These are what we're having Christmas Day. The mussels we're having Christmas Day. Crispy duck, we always treat ourselves to that over Christmas, so that's on our list for Christmas Eve. but there's mainly fish down there. There is chicken, and there is gammons and bits of pork. But again, as you can see, it's not full. And I've got butter in here as well. And there's a couple of jars of bacon jam. So this next freezer, this one's a bit of a mishmash. I've got milk in here, various bread products that have been picked up for Martin to eat. So we're going to be making a big effort to get through those. And there's a few packs of pastry, as you can see. I've just brought these over from the shop freezer. And there's bits of buffalo in here as well. So that's mainly what's in that freezer. So most of that will be gone in the next month, easy. This little one on the end is where I keep a lot of my low carb stuff. So I have bags of nuts and bags of fruit there. Got some low carb wraps. Low carb wraps, so I'll have those. There's a few things I've made with wraps, so they're like a pasty. I've got some baked sweet potatoes there, more nuts, more wraps. So it's mainly things like that, and some keto low carb cakes or muffins that I've made, and I keep them there in bags. I've just taken out the last of my low carb bread. Yes, that's mainly what's in that freezer. And it's only a little tiny freezer, not very big at all. Yes, that's mainly the freezer size. We are sending another buffalo to be done. We're sending another buffalo to be done in January. Oops, come out of the little dark room. We are very low on buffalo meat. And we haven't really got any to sell. The reason being, the last buffalo we had done, of course it was done, it went to the butchers, usually hangs in the butchers 28 days, then he starts to age the meat, and then he starts butchering it, etc. At the time it was ready for butchering, unfortunately our butcher took seriously ill and ended up in hospital, and he was in hospital for a good while. And when he came out of hospital and was then ready to start processing the meat, he was in hospital for about a month. So when he was ready to start processing the meat after his recovery, the meat had gone past its best. So we lost a whole buffalo of meat. 4 years of work went into that buffalo. Yeah, so that has sort of set us back a bit. Unfortunately, there wasn't an insurance cover to cover the meat. Yeah, so we've just had to write that off. So we couldn't get another one booked in time before Christmas. So January, February, we're hoping to have another buffalo go. And yeah, so then because we have got a load of customers who were wanting buffalo meat boxes for Christmas, and we've had to let them down. So, but hopefully in the new year, around about February time, we will have buffalo meat available again. So in here, as you know, this is my pantry, so I'm going to be having a bit of an overhaul in here. I've been going through jars. We have been using jars regularly. I have been repackaging my spices into my little jars and labelling them all. I've got all of them ones up there to do, but I have got some more boxes of jars there, and then I've got all oddments of spices, etc. here, so I'm going to go through it. Some of the things I think have to be thrown, but it is going to be a case of having a good sort out. There's jams and pickles and salsas, etc. all there, dehydrated goods. And this is why I want to do the pantry challenge, because now I've got it all in here, I want to start using all these tins up here and eliminating tins, apart from ones like the tinned mackerel, we use that quite often. I like the tinned mackerel, and I've never tried canning my own yet. But yes, having a good sort out, good tidy up. I want a new framework built for the buckets, so that I can have the buckets sort of 2 high at an angle, so that I don't have to unpack buckets to get to the one at the bottom, because it's guaranteed the one you want is always at the bottom. So over the next few weeks, or over the next week at least, I'm going to be having a good tidy up and clear up in here. This section here is mainly sort of low carb cooking things that stay there. So on the food front, that is what we plan to do. As you can see, I still haven't got the pantry door, but it's coming. Yeah, so this coming year will be a year of finishing off all of the kitchen area, including the old kitchen part, which will get done once this new kitchen part is finished. Nearly finished. Only got usual washing machine, tumble dryer to put in. The old microwave packed up, so I went out, managed to get a very basic microwave yesterday for a very small amount of money. It's quite difficult to get a basic microwave that isn't digital. And I don't know if you saw, but Martin had put my other shelves up there. So they're all up. I've just been over to our camping shop because we're finished with camping now until Easter. So I just went over to start moving some things out, and putting things away over there, to find we have a mouse problem. So we're going to have to move all the dried food out of there completely. So I brought the first basket over. Martin's downtown picking up a couple of bits he needed, DIY bits. So I just phoned him and said, can you pick up a load of mouse traps? You know, we do have a mouse issue over there. The past month, I would say, we've had an increased mouse and rat problem. The reason being is it's been so wet. I just think they're just coming up from their tunnels and that, and nesting, you know, above the surface wherever they can, and they're causing a lot of destruction. And unfortunately, we do have to get their numbers under control. So, yeah, so back to the Three Rivers challenge. I'm going to just pop my shoes on and nip out to the polytunnel, and I'll take you with me. Right, here we are in the first polytunnel. Now, going back, harping on a bit about the Three Rivers Homestead Challenge, she was saying about they won't have access to fresh food, because she won't be going to the grocery store buying it in, you know, during the challenge. And well, that, you know, and I know all through the rest of the year she does grow, so I don't know whether it's because of the climate they live in that they're unable to grow through winter. I've got no idea. But we will have access to fresh food, so that in that way we're a little bit different. So we will be utilising, as always, everything that we can in the polytunnels. I'm not doing veg boxes at the moment. They won't be starting up again until around about February time or whatever. Anyway, let me show you what's been happening here. As you can see, you've got the insulation around. These were the new fruit trees that I bought, so I brought them in to give them a bit of protection this winter. Asparagus isn't up yet. We've still got some carrots there to harvest. There is still plenty of winter lettuce is coming on great. Radicchio is coming on great. Mixed salad leaves are coming on great. The pak choi, and there's another bed of carrots there. Got a few brassicas planted in here, and but they're not going to be ready until late spring or whatever. So we will be using up what is in here. And in fact, this one here, I can never remember its name. Oh, I bought them as little plug plants. And it's that, and you can use it in stir fries. So
yeah, so we're going to be using that up. Yeah, so I will still have access to fresh veg, and of course fresh fruit we won't, but fresh veg we will. There's more beans and brassicas and everything down there. Again, none of them will be ready until the springtime. There's nothing in the fruit cage ready to harvest now. It's all been cleared out. And of course there's more brassicas there. Parsnips, we have got some parsnips to harvest. There's more leeks there, they're not ready to harvest. So let's pop in here. I haven't been in the tunnels for a few days, so right, so we have got there's still a few turnips. This here, Romenska, that won't be ready until a lot later next year. The same with the kale. I've got some more broccoli there. There is beetroot. There's some pok choi there. Spinach. We've still got some celeriac. There's a few small red cabbages there. There's a few broccolis ready for picking. Most of them sprouts have been picked. There's a few more cabbages coming on there. Got a few cauliflowers there ready for harvesting. There'll be cabbages here ready for harvesting soon. And then I've got more Romenska along there, and a few of them are starting to produce heads now. Romenska is like a cross between a cauliflower and a broccoli, I think. And there's more sprouts to come along there, along the back. So yeah, we will have access to vegetables. And still got all my onions here waiting to be planted out, but I've now got a bed sorted for them. And of course we've got fresh herbs as well. So yeah, so it's yeah, we'll be using fresh veg, and what we haven't got fresh wise we'll be using canned, frozen, whatever. I've got a few leeks there still to harvest as well. And in the tropical tunnel, which is now going to sleep, I've still got to finish off putting the insulation around the outside, but I've been having a bit of a clean up in here. And it looks like I lost my lime tree, which I'm a bit gutted over. Satsuma, I've picked a couple of satsumas off, but everything else is just going to sleep now. I did manage to get all that passion flower out. I put this fleece up here. That's to help prevent the freezing, really, but I must finish off getting the insulation round, so that's maybe today and tomorrow's job. Get the insulation around to help give them a bit of a protection while it all goes to sleep over winter. And I did bring in a load of tender plants as well. So that is that tunnel. So all in all, I think actually January, February should be okay for us. I say we've got plenty fresh veg coming on. I've got plenty dehydrated. The freezers are loaded, and it'd be nice to be able to get down to condense it all down into 2 big freezers instead of 3. So we could switch one off for a while. That would be quite nice. So this coming year, we don't do New Year's resolutions, but what we're going to be doing, of course, is a lot more clearing up around here, getting organised, getting tidy. We have long-term plans that we want to start working towards. So it's going to be saving money where we can. the 2 months of not buying in any food, that money will be put by, and yeah, and then over time I will reveal more of our plans, but this coming year it will be concentrating more on getting the veg box scheme up and going properly, vastly reducing buffalo. The long-term plan with the buffalo is what buffalo we've got will be it. We are not buying in anymore. We are not breeding anymore, although we do think we're going to end up this summer with babies, unless we can sell the mamas on in the meantime. But the buffalo will be going over the next few years. We've decided our time has come with them. We've had them 4 or 5 years now, and now Martin's back working scaffolding around this area. There's less and less time to be spent on the smallholding, so we have to downsize our animal side, just slim it all down, make it easier to work with. I would love to have a house cow, absolutely love it, but we've got goats that will be milking this year, hopefully. This might be the last year of milking the goats, or even breeding from the goats. We've undecided about that, but we won't be. The boys, as usual, any males will go into the freezer. We won't be eating the females. They're sort of, if anything, they would live out their days with us. And the same with the alpacas. We've got 2 pigs that will be going into the freezer this year. We will probably, at some point, get another 2 baby weaners to rear up for the freezer. And we've still got chickens and ducks, of course. But, yeah, animal-wise, we have to reduce the load. I'm not getting any younger. I'm getting old. You know, I feel it's starting to take its toll a bit on me. So, plans for this next year include working on our health, making sure our health is up there, keeping ourselves healthy, eating properly, mental health as well. That's got to be an important thing, so we're going to be making sure we put those in place. Our fitness, we're going to be going out for a lot more walks. I intend to get out more cycling. I'd like to try and get out cycling today, actually, before this next storm hits. Don't know whether I will. Yeah, so improving our fitness. We're going to make sure, to help along with our mental health, that we are going to get out more as a couple, with the dogs, doing things, going places, even if it's just one day every few weeks. You know, we're going to make plans and try and stick to them to get out there, going out for the occasional meal. Yeah, just doing things like that. I'm going to be going back to doing craft fairs, but only the bigger craft fairs. I'm going to be avoiding the little, you know, the little church type craft fair thing. What else? Martin, of course, is working on building up the scaffolding. We're going to be saving as much money as we can, where we can, and putting it away. Yeah, so it's reducing the animals. That's sort of really what we got planned over this next year. So I'm going to be doing probably more videos on covering sort of all them aspects and how we're doing them and what we're doing. And it's going to be working smarter, not harder. So, and of course, I've just had this MRI scan thing, which didn't go very well, but there we go. Right, so I'm going to wind up there so I can get this video uploaded, and I've got things I need to get on and do today. And I'll catch up with you all in a few days. In the meantime, have yourselves a great Christmas, or holidays, or solstice, or whatever you want to call it. And
Yeah, so have yourselves a great time. Give us a thumbs up, like, please. It does help the logarithms with the videos a great amount if you do that. And if you've got any questions or any suggestions for what you'd like to see over the coming year, don't forget to pop them into the comments and hit subscribe so you don't miss any of the new videos we have coming out. So thank you very much for watching. Take care, everybody, and we'll see you all again at some point next week.